Did you see the other night that the Jeb Bush, he seems like a nice guy, I suppose. You know, my brother kept this country safe. If we had 9/11 with the Democrats as president, they'd be still blaming us like you'd never forget it. Ever forget it. 3,000 dead. 3,000 dead in New York. And by the way, they're mad about 4 dead somewhere in Libya. Imagine if the Democrats had 3,000 killed under our watch, on the Democrats' watch, they'd have been dead right now.
I couldn't agree with you more. And not challenged. The audience all applauded when he said, my brother kept our country safe. I remember one day when he didn't.
Yeah, right. You know, Bill, I got to jump in here.
Other than that,
I got to jump in here. I don't think that's fair at all.
Oh, no, of course not.
He had been president about 8 months. And to say that somehow he is culpable for September 11th is wrong. You know who's culpable? Radical Islam and Al-Qaeda.
Okay, what about Hillary?
That's who's culpable.
Somehow blamed for something that happened in Libya in the middle of the night because in an outpost, and somehow she killed Chris Stevens.
So, Governor,
the concern there is not.
So, Governor,
are
you saying that if Al Gore had been president on 9/11, you Republicans would be saying, let's not blame that on Al Gore?
No, I wouldn't have been saying it. I would have been saying it, blame it on Al-Qaeda. There are people who blame it on America because of our support for Israel, because of our freedom. I would not be blaming
First of all, I don't
Americans, you know, Bill, forgive me, but Americans came together
afterwards.
11th.
We did.
We put aside partisanship. We put aside demographics. It wasn't a question of pointing a finger. It was this person's fault or was that
I'll tell you, pointing a finger.
It was coming together to get us through that crisis and to stand together as Americans. That's what we need to do today.
Let me ask you about Condi Rice, who in August pointed a finger. She said Al-Qaeda to attack in the United States and gave the memo to the president. Handed it to him. If that had been a Democrat, you guys have been killing him right now. Obviously, this is obvious.
Condi Rice,
it is.
She didn't even know who Al-Qaeda was when she took the job. That's true, too. But also, Jeb Bush, in the debate, after he said that, my brother kept America safe, then he said, don't you remember the rubble? He said that. Remember Bush standing on the rubble? I mean, really? What about the bubble? Forget the rubble. What a bubble you have to be in to see the president standing on rubble and going, there's our finest hour. When our president, who was in office when this happened, on our watch, and he's standing on rubble.
Bill, I mean, that's horrible phraseology. But I happen to have been there that day. I was governor.
Yes, you were.
11th, and the president did rally us, did bring us together. He gave a great speech to the joint session of Congress. I don't know who couldn't, but I know who did.
Were you there when he divided the country by going into Iraq? Were you standing there then?
With the support of Hillary Clinton, by the way. With the support of Hillary Clinton.
People like...
And John Kerry, after he was against it, he was for it.
But if I could... All right.
So we're all guilty.
Yeah, exactly. And we're all Americans, and we have a common future, and let's try to put this nonsense aside and figure out solutions to the problems facing our country.
Okay.
Look,
he just said no more Benghazi, no more email discussions. That's great. Yay. No more that division. No more division.
Chris, if she's not the nominee, I don't think we have to discuss it anymore.
Look, I'm on your side.